in South Louisiana. Anyone who's got allergies, take this.
NAD is probably the biggest thing coming out right now on anti-aging. Normally, like when we're tight in here and you start getting that pressure and you're taking those joints and muscles through full range, this one feels almost addicting. So consistency over intensity. And then we're just going to roll up and down. It seems crazy, but when you go get massages and they're finding tightness in here, the first thing you need to do is start releasing this stuff. Kelly, thank you. You did the exercises last week and it helped a lot.
All right. Good day, my friends. Welcome to Tea with Dr. D. Today we're enjoying a little mate. Welcome. This is our kind of de facto little Q&A. We started this a long time ago and we got such a big and positive response of kind of going through questions, answering some of these things that we decided to bring it back. So we'll be doing this monthly. So mark your calendars, set your time, make sure you jump on and check us out. We'll be kind of updating and scheduling some things. So likely that second to last Tuesday or Wednesday of the month, we'll be sharing that with y'all, but we'll definitely be doing this regularly every month. So if you got questions, shoot them over to us. You can text them to us. And that's quite easy. That goes straight to me. No one else is answering those text messages. That's me answering your text messages. So if you got questions about supplements, exercises, any of that stuff, just text them over 801-691-7582. And before we get started, give Al a little quick hand for running this stuff in the background. Good job, buddy. We'll go through. I know if y'all have questions, by all means, drop them in the comments. I would love to dive into them. We had a couple questions that got submitted whenever we were putting out information that we were going to be running this. So we'll go through some of those things and kind of get a little bit deeper. We're going to be talking about certainly all things health on this. So any question that comes up, any question you have about health or exercise or regenerative therapy, I'm here for it. I'll give you the honest truth. And if I don't know the answer, you might hear that too. So let's dive into it. We'll get to some of the good stuff. So one of the questions, and I hear this a lot in the office, is questions about inflammation. So Don, I'm dealing with excessive inflammation and wondering, is there anything I can do? Certainly, there's a lot that you can do. And one of the things that we talk about a lot whenever we're addressing something like inflammation is that there's 3 levels to it. There is the activity that you can do, the food or nutrition changes that you can make, and then the lifestyle changes that you can make. So what we always want is to make sure that we are doing at least 2 of the 3. So are we making some changes from a activity standpoint? Are we making some changes from a food or supplement standpoint or a lifestyle standpoint? To give you an example of that, if I'm someone who's doing cryotherapy regularly, I'm going to be reducing my inflammation from an activity level. We've got great research that cryotherapy done 11 minutes a week was optimal. I find that even if people are doing a single session of 3.5 minutes in our office, that it keeps joint inflammation down. This seems to be that it builds consecutively until you get to 11. So that would be roughly 3 cryotherapy sessions a week. But let's say that you're doing that. Well, then if you're enhancing your body's ability to deal with inflammation by taking something like curcumin or glutathione or vitamin D and E, then your lifestyle factors are going to be less important because you're addressing the significant changes that inflammation can cause by your activity and your food and supplement regimen. Now, let's say you're somebody who says, I don't want to do cryotherapy, that I don't like being cold, whatever that might be. Well, then in that case, we need to make sure that we're getting our food and supplement regimen down. So I'm not eating inflammatory foods. So I'm staying away from sugars, refined carbohydrates, highly processed food. All of those cause a significant amount of inflammation. I'm making sure that I'm taking these anti-inflammatory supplements. Curcumin is a great one. Glutathione is another great one. Vitamin D and vitamin E, very important to keep inflammation down. One caveat with vitamin E, make sure you're taking the tocotrienol version, not tocopherol. You can go back and listen to my podcast with Dr. Barry Tan on why that is, but very important that you dig into the type of glutathione or vitamin E that you're taking. Then you need to make sure you're optimizing your lifestyle factors. So this is exercise, very big in terms of reducing inflammation. Sleep also really important. You need to prioritize. Those feed off of each other. If I'm exercising, I tend to sleep better. If I'm sleeping better, I have the capacity to exercise more. So quite important to be able to do some of those things. So we need to make sure if you're dealing with inflammation that you're going to check 2 of the 3 boxes. If you want to add activities into your life, add activities into your life. If you're going to look at that, highly recommend cryotherapy and cold exposure as a leading change in your inflammatory markers. Other things that tend to help with that would be infrared. So photobiomodulation, these whole body infrared panels improve your cell's ability to clear out inflammation and can do a really good job of helping your body process that. And PEMF is another good activity-based therapeutic that can really help clear out inflammation by improving blood flow and oxygen delivery to your cells and tissues in the whole body. All of those are great options, probably in that order if I'm trying to address inflammation. From a food or supplement standpoint, curcumin is a really good one to add into your life. Glutathione, as we said before, your body's master antioxidant, really does help improve your inflammatory profile. Start adding in vitamin D and vitamin E. If you've got inflammation and you've had any history of heart disease, I would 100% make sure that you're taking vitamin D and vitamin E. The reduction in specifically vascular inflammation with those is really good. So that would be a very important part of this. And then from a lifestyle standpoint, you got to be exercising. There's no cheat around that. We need to be getting out and we need to be checking the boxes of exercise, a little bit of cardio, some strength, stability, and mobility. That's your kind of 4 horsemen of exercise. We need to make sure that we're getting some part of each of those. And then sleep is just so important to all areas of our health, but good place to start. If you're really dealing with excessive inflammation, I would think about it like that. So add some cryotherapy. Make sure you have a good curcumin and glutathione supplement. And then if you need a fast change, bang for your buck, I'm going to reduce inflammation. I would start with a 5-day fasting mimicking diet. You can contact us if you need some help. We love to work with people through that. But I have had people who had excessive inflammation as tested on like a CRP blood test. So when you're talking about inflammation, are we talking about that you feel inflamed, or a blood test is actually shown that you have increased inflammatory markers? We would like to see HSCRP, C-reactive protein, interleukin test, TNF alpha, fibrinogen. Those are all going to tell us a really good inflammatory profile. And that's blood tests that you can run. So if you're looking at something like that, then I would go through and do that 5-day fasting mimicking diet. We use Prolon, Prolon, and we go through all the measurements and take people through it. I've had patients who on that HSCRP were excessively high. So something in the range of like a 10 or an 11 that really